Poppin'.
Hey.
Yeah, we like to have a lot of fun here. It is 10:28, and rumor has it, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Well, they have a little debate, and they've settled it already. The war is over about sitcoms. Who was the best? We'll have that story. Well, actually, we're going to have that story right now.
Yes.
I was reading the teaser earlier, guys. This is live TV.
You're ready to jump right into it.
I don't want to jump into it without introducing the one and only Autumn Joy.
Hey, y'all. They gave me a clicker, y'all, so you know it's official.
Hey, listen. Yeah.
You know how to use it too, Autumn?
I have no idea. I think it's upside down.
Roll it up.
I know I won't push nothing yet. I'm not there just yet.
Listen, you got the keys to the building.
Yes.
This is our show. Let's do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Are you ready to dig into some dish?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk
so
about
ready.
it.
Okay, so first we're going to start with Ray J. If you had a chance to listen to Club Shay Shay, well, y'all know what this is all about. So Ray J is back on the scene, and the One Wish hitmaker sat down for an interview on the Club Shay Shay podcast. And Chris, he talked about a wide range of things.
Yeah, he basically dove into everything, including the one thing besides that song you mentioned that he may be a little more famous for. And that is, of course, the sex tape with Kim Kardashian. And he talked about how he thinks things would be different if he and his ex, Kim Kardashian, did not have their X-rated 2007 video leak. Take a little listen.
What, like, I don't know, probably more people will be going to college and, you know what I'm saying, getting an education and be successful. There might not be any OnlyFans and other things like that, other opportunities like that. So, I mean, are we a part of the cure?
All right, so more people might be in college, and there may not be OnlyFans if their video didn't leak. My bigger question for all of you out there is, do you think Kim Kardashian would be as big as she is if that video did not leak?
I think we can all say absolutely.
Unequivocally.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
She would not be. I mean, listen, Ray J is really the beginning of her career.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have not have been on anybody's interest had that video not surfaced.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, you know, Ray J got none of the praise for it all, but he's really he's a star in that film.
Yeah. I mean, but Ray J definitely did. You know, that helped him to some capacity because we're talking about him, you know. And he's been uber successful kind of on the back end, right? With the Scooty bikes, is that what it's called? Little bike thing? And then now he's got his network. But I think he's a smidge delusional if he thinks that tape is the helped OnlyFans. Like, Ray J.
Or paved the way for it with what he said.
The star of the film was Ray J?
Absolutely not the star of the film.
I would say the star of the film was Ray J in the fact that he was a star. She was not.
Oh, right.
You see what I'm saying? Not necessarily.
That is very
You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
the performance,
still, like,
the performance aside.
friend at the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, certainly put the spotlight on her, and then of course momager. Chris, I mean, it helped to just push her even further into more success. But what's also interesting is that he talked about regretting that sex tape.
Really?
We're talking about some regrets because now he has 2 young kids.
Yeah.
And so he did touch on that, which I've always wondered too. Like, do you have any regrets?
Yeah.
About what was leaked or put out there? So yeah, I got to listen to the entire thing, but my ears perked when I heard that.
Well, that's my question always, is those people who do OnlyFans and all these things, right? You may do it in the temporary moment at 20, 30 years old and not thinking about what happens at 60 years old when you got kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews and people who want to look up to you at some point. You can't really redo that. You can't erase that. It still lives out there.
And then my thing is, how do you explain this to your kids? Yeah. Right?
Well, here's the thing. There was a young lady that came on and said, you know, hey, if they have a problem with it, they can cry in the Bentley that I was just able to buy or the private school that I'm dropping them off at, because OnlyFans affords so many people the opportunity to make millions of dollars if you do it right.
So
there are people, that are like, look, if they want to see mommy doing whatever, that's fine, but just know that mommy's paying all of the bills and you're comfortable because mommy is showing certain parts of her body, and so there's that.
We all make our bacon differently.
All right, let's talk about Will Smith and Martin Lawrence now. We know they have Bad Boys for Life coming out this weekend. They're doing the talk show circuit. They sat down with Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco, and they talked about their legendary sitcoms, Martin and Fresh Prince, and which one, looking back now, is the better of the 2 shows. Take a listen to what they said.
Looking back now, which one was better?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It wasn't even a competition.
Yeah.
It wasn't a competition.
Right.
My mom was hands down funnier than me. Like, I used to study this dude and pure jealousy at the level of comedic genius that he could portray. I'm an actor that needs a script. Martin, you can just roll and say go.
And gone.
Just let it rip and make it up and different takes and all of that. And just how he used his body, and he'll look and notice something in the room and grab it and use it in the next. Like, it's a level of comedic genius that is stunning to me.
Well, thank you for that.
So remember the romance moment there. Yeah.
I love seeing him give that praise. Those two shows overlapped for a couple seasons in the early and mid-90s, and I forgot until I went back and looked up that the first Bad Boys came out in 1995, that they were both still starring on those shows at the time.
Yeah, both of those shows just 2 years apart. I mean, I'd love to see him pay homage to Martin. But also, too, when you think about the Martin sitcom, Martin has such range when it comes to, you know, his comedy. He was able to play multiple characters, Jerome, Shanae, and really just embody it and make us all laugh until, you know, our stomachs hurt. And then with Will, he's just a funny guy. So I feel like apples and oranges, they're both iconic, both amazing. I don't think that you can say one is necessarily better than the other.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, I totally agree with that.
But you have a line to play.
I said Jerome and I said Jerome. I mean, like,
a rub man from the fifth floor.
Rub man from the fifth floor. There's so many iconic moments that you can pull from Martin. They got the Halloween costume with the Gina head in the you know the bed.
Stuck in the head. The head around.
There's so, like, again, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, iconic, amazing show. But when it comes to Martin, I just feel like we've pulled so much more from that because of the comedic genius that Martin Lawrence is and those characters that he created.
And the ensemble of characters around him, right? The Tashina Arnolds, right? And the Tisha Campbells, all those people coming together to make an incredible cast.
Yeah.
I will say, listen, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was hilarious.
It was.
It was good. And it was also more age appropriate for those of us who were coming up, right? It was a little bit easier to convince your parents, hey, look, I'm going to watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus Martin, because Martin got a little bit of risque.
He did.
Sometimes.
He did.
Especially in a church household like I grew up in.
You gotta love Vardell Hill.
I want to ask you, too, though, because I'm a fan of Bel-Air, two totally different, you know, versions. Have you seen that just yet?
You know, I did.
Yeah.
And I interviewed some of the actors down at American Black Film Festival one of the years that they were premiering. And I really appreciated the take that they had on the film, or at least the series. And I think that what they were trying to do is add some more storylines and make it a little bit more dramatic, taking some of the comedy out of it, which is tough.
A lot of the comedy
We
out of it.
saw it as a comedic satire. And for it to change and morph into something a little bit more dramatic, just felt a little sacrilegious.
It's tricky.
It's tricky.
But I
Vardell
still
Hill.
like it. It's different.
Yes.
But yeah, if you compare those two, then hands down Martin. But the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Martin, listen, I love them all.
I just love the Vardell Hill scene. Did you miss me? That's just my thing. I love that.
Hey, Chris, we got to do a poll about whether or not Friends or Martin.
Yeah. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
See, I'm trying to start a fight.
Living single, as some would say too.
Living single, that's right.
Okay, but we won't go there.
Okay, all right, moving on.